Hey, what's going on? So what I'm going to talk about in this video is a review and my opinion of The Last of Us and my experience while I was watching the show. The first thing I noticed from the beginning of the show was the feminist agenda. First thing was Joel's overly aggressive daughter behaving like she was a woman of the house, just behaving like she was equal with her father, like she was his wife, basically. Basically she looked like she had a bright future of feminism ahead of her. Even though her death was a little bit surprising, to be honest. But she was the first indication of feminism in the show. Moving on, after her death, moving on 20 years later, Joel, he falls under the control of Tess. For what reason, I don't know. But she becomes his leader. Even though he was aggressive, a masculine man, there was a decal on his car that says he was a Desert Storm war veteran. So basically, he had already been through warfare and everything. And he has this woman, all of a sudden becomes his leader. Basically she was ahead of him in the pecking order. Pushing the feminism agenda even more. Also, there were a group of rebels who were led by a bunch of women, which really didn't make any sense to me. Really didn't make any sense. How can women lead any revolution and fight and be in the forefront of any war? I mean, this is a fantasy that only exists in Hollywood. Of course, it's a fantasy that a lot of women are believing and they get into their emotions about in real life, but it's because they're delusional. But that's another subject. Yeah, so those rebels being led by women, that's another feminist agenda. And the last and certainly the least was Ellie. Basically, she was the reason why I couldn't get through the third episode, actually. I had to pause and actually reconsider why I was even watching it. She became more and more irritating and insufferable with her spontaneous outbursts and lack of common sense and situational awareness. She became so cringe that I just didn't see the benefit of having to endure the pains of watching the show any longer. I already understood that there was a deadly cordyceps fungus that was infecting humans. And it was one of those I Am Legend, Walking Dead type of concepts. Therefore, I saw no benefit for me to continue to endure the pains of watching her any longer. So that was it. I stopped watching the show before the middle of episode 3. And this is my opinion and my review of The Last of Us. Just another feminist propaganda show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.